Did you see that someone in Japan got sued successfully for playing a video game for the first time ever? No. Japanese YouTuber gets suspended jail sentence and fine for posting game footage. 53-year-old Shinodu Yoshida Wait, he just played a game early? That's always been illegal, right? Oh, I see what you're saying. They've gone farther than just getting it taken down, maybe? He's not going to jail. He got a 2-year sentence, suspended for 5 years, meaning he doesn't get jailed if he doesn't offend again during that period. So he's got 5 years where he can't upload the ending to unreleased games. And I know that could be tough. He's probably white knuckle gripping his chair saying, fuck, I have to upload, bro. It's a game from 2011. The first time someone was convicted of violating the Copyright Act by distributing video game footage. Wait, so I don't get it. Why were they mad? Wait, what? Oh, I see. Because it's a visual novel, it's different from a regular game where it's like there really is no difference between watching someone playing and you playing. And if he uploaded, actually, it'd be worse if he uploaded without commentary. I see. He basically just redistributed the game. That's such a rare example. I don't know. Actually, I'm kind of against this because it's like a bad slippery slope where it would just be more and more risky to be a creator playing any video game. You could be struck at any moment. Like, here's one thing I'm worried about. I understand my take on this is not fully formed. I haven't wrapped my head around it, and I need to read and learn more about it. But the thing they did with Starfield, where the game was early access, like you could play it a week early for $99 for regular people, and then they gave it to influencers, certain ones, to try and make sure they said positive things about it. You know, I just think developers are realizing how important content creators are to especially like the launch of their game, like the buzz and the launch and I think they're trying to control that narrative. And if there was a situation where like they just could strike people or get their videos, you know, removed or get them in trouble for playing a game, quote, early if they didn't toe the line. Do you know what I'm saying? It's free marketing. Where they get from striking? That's the thing, is it's not. If a YouTuber is playing your game and enjoying it, it's the best marketing you could get as a game developer. If fucking Charlie picks up your game, plays it on stream, talks about how great it is, you're gonna sales are gonna go through the roof. That's fucking amazing. But if he makes a video saying, hey, I played it, this game's actually shit. It actually sucks. I don't like this, and this. Like, that could be devastating because a lot of people will steal their opinions from that. And then it's like this big wave of like, you know what I'm saying? It can cause a really negative cascade effect. And so if they have the ability to like pick and choose only positive YouTubers to be able to allow to upload, I wouldn't want that. I would be very, very against. That's a very dangerous precedent. Firewatch made PewDiePie delete his playthrough because of the bridge incident. Really? That's insane. Did they delete it? Oh, they did delete it. So, man, that's crazy. I didn't even know they had this power. I didn't know devs could single out, or they'd done it before. Like, if you're a game dev who wants to say nobody's allowed to stream our game or nobody uploads videos, that's fine. That's your right, right? But to be able to say only X people can I really think that's dangerous. Like, people need to push back on that hard because that's going to lead to EA, like, just pick and choosing, you know, the certain people that can stream it that only positive. That was Nintendo's policy? What do you mean? Yeah. Nintendo would delete Let's Plays, but my understanding was they weren't, or they would delete things with mods in them, right? Imagine there's a big hyped game, Cyberpunk 2, right? Cyberpunk 2 comes out. It's super hyped again. Everyone falls for it again. This time it's different. Cyberpunk 2 is going to be fucking game changer. It's coming out soon. It's going to be fucking, not the DLC, like a full sequel. Cyberpunk 2, this time we really made everything you imagined and more. And it's going to fucking solve your problems. And it's going to fill the emotional hole in your heart. And you can just get lost in this world and it's fucking crazy. This time we really mean it, all right? And it's coming out. And everyone's excited because it's been fucking hyped for another 10 years. It's 2033. It's the year 2033. It's been 10 more years of hype. And Cyberpunk 2 is coming out, okay? Everyone's fucking excited. This is finally it. This is the game changer. And everyone wants to watch it. It's launch week. So you go to check out which streamers are playing it. The game just came out. And any streamer that doesn't say positive things about it gets struck. Do you know what I'm saying? All the streamers have to toe the line because they'll lose the hype of being on the, like, it's such a big game, they have to play it. That's what I'm saying. That's the risk. This is already basically happening, but it's not, right? That's what is there an example of this happening? You're saying basically happening. I don't think this is happening. I think they have the ability. if they really wanted to push it, but I think because people would be angry, they don't. But if they lean into it, what I'm saying is like the first time I've seen something anywhere close to this is kind of what they did for Starfield. Starfield didn't strike or anything, but Starfield tried to set up their launch week to where only select positive streamers would probably play it. Even though $99 was nothing to a lot of streamers, so a lot of people played it, but you can imagine if it was like a big enough cost for first week play, and they could just selectively distribute it to the right people. H-Rock, Bethesda prevented over 20 news outlets from getting the game early. Kotaku, The Guardian, and other UK news outlets were not allowed to get an early game. Streamers who were critical of Bethesda games in the past, like Quinn69, were not given early access keys, even though he ended up being determined. That's fine. Technically, they don't have to give everybody an early access key. That's not. Listen, if I make a video saying Bethesda are shitty poo-poo heads, dude, all their games are shit and I hate them, and then later they're making another game and they don't send me a copy, I'm not going to be like, what? Excuse me? Like, I don't think that's a problem. I don't blame them for that. What I'm saying is, like, before this whole early access kind of scheme was invented, that doesn't really matter because anyone could buy the game and stream it. So a free copies, it's like, what, 50, 60 bucks. But, you know, once you start increasing the price and making the gap, it's like people might just wait and then you get to control the narrative for a little bit, even though they didn't. I think this is very far from what I'm talking about, but it's like a step. I do not think anyone's entitled to an early copy. I think that's crazy. I think that's streamer entitlement, bro. No. Hey, Big A, how would you market a game if the devs came to you and said, we are under-delivering on promises, people will be mad? Well, there's two angles, right? The first, if you think the game's going to be absolute shit, let's say your job is to make as much money as possible. And let's say you're not thinking about the moral or the long-term implications of what you're doing. Then the first option is to overpromise more. The first angle, if you're trying to just get your KPIs met and get out, is to overpromise more, increase number of pre-orders, increase the hype, increase the buzz, because first week sales are like a huge chunk of what a game makes. And in that time, if you can just keep the narrative, the lid on, keep things going. Plus, here's the fucking psychotic thing about video gamers. Here's what's broken in gamers' brains. If you overpromise enough to where they get hooked on it and they believe in your vision, some percentage of people will die defending you no matter what you give them. No matter what slop you give them, once they've mentally hooked into your game, they will fucking get on the threads and they will say anything to defend keep their narrative in line. They will say fucking, I'm sick of all these fucking haters. This game's amazing. This game's beautiful. This is the real vision. If you didn't like it, you don't get it. And like they will just fucking ride or die. Like they will not critically think about what they've already been sold, even though all of their hype came from pre-release. So like, yeah, if you're being serious, you're incentivized to overhype in that situation. If you are let's say a more noble game company, or you want to make money in the long run, it might be better to be more honest. But even as I'm saying that, it's like gamers almost punish that more. They punish the honesty more because, you know, so many companies have gotten away with overpromising again and again and again. I think there is a route you could go where you try to level set actual expectations. But then, you know, people are going to be more scared to pre-order, and then you're not going to have as many defenders when the game releases. Here's the real thing, though. Here's the real thing. End of the day, your problem is that you're making a shit game. Like, you're telling me that your devs are coming to you and saying this game's going to be shit, and that's the core problem. So solve that first of all. And then someone said an interesting thing where they said, just make the first half of the game insanely good so everyone gives positive reviews before they finish it. I 100% believe that's true. There is so much data. I remember seeing this in NVIDIA. There is so much data showing most gamers don't even come close to halfway finishing most games. Even games they review. I mean, there's people out there, dude, myself included in some conversations, who say Baldur's Gate 3 is their game of the year, game of all time, and have not even come close to beating it. Like, I say very positive things about Baldur's Gate 3. I'm fucking nowhere close, dude. I know it's a great game because I can just tell the freedom, but I need to play it more. So if you really want to optimize, promise a fuck ton and make a really good opening 30 minutes. Overpromise to the moon and try to get that first 30 minutes good. And honestly, that is the formula for success. Pikmin 4 Game of the Year. I have not played it. I watched a little bit of Actually, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. You know what? I'm an uninformed person, and I'm gonna make a bold statement. AKA, I'm gonna be a proud American. Pikmin 4 is the first Pikmin that's a baby game. That's right. They fucking made it. They got rid of the fucking scary part of Pikmin. They got rid of the part where your Pikmin die in mass and the scary night part. And they made it easier and more casual and less likely for your Pikmin to die. I didn't even like it. I hated it. But I liked, in theory. Like when I played Pikmin as a kid, it scared me. It was scary, dude. And it's not a horror game, but it was scary. Like you actually felt fear because those fucking big ladybug things were so fucking terrifying to the livelihood of your Pikmin. Your Pikmin would fucking die and you'd feel bad. And now you don't. I suffered through Pikmin 1 and 2, and now every kid should have to have a game that kind of scares them. Because it adds credibility. It adds threat, dude.